Kahalayim La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Hadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, teach well with sincerity, honesty, and integrity. The brothers who labor in this truth, putting their life on the line. Salutations to you brothers, and you brothers in very few senses who believe in this truth wholeheartedly, sincerely, and truthfully. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right. As you want to see, I'm going to read a little bit of this article through the spirit. You know, this lesson be edified. All right. So, Taiwan must get ready for invasion, President. Tsai Ing-wen is boosting military spending, but counting on Western military aid. I'm going to hit the key points for the sake of time. Oh, you know what? We can read this. Taiwanese President Tsai Ing-wen told The Atlantic on Monday that there is a genuine threat of a Chinese invasion. China has insisted that it will strive to reintegrate Taiwan by peaceful means, but should conflict break out, Tsai will be looking to the West for help. In an article penned by Ben Rhodes, Barack Obama's speechwriter and Deputy National Security Advisor, Tsai said that we need to get ourselves ready for a potential Chinese invasion. It's real that this thing could happen to us, she continued, adding, there is a genuine threat out there. It's not hype. You see, this thing is not hype, man. All right. Taiwan has governed itself since nationalist force led by Chiang Kai-shek fled to the island in 1949. After they lost a civil war to the communists, Beijing's position is that Taiwan is an integral part of China, the so-called One China policy, and that China will inevitably be reunited. So that's the sentiment of China. That's the mindset of China, man. That's what's going down in China. In Beijing, you know, the government is headquartered out of. All right. The China inevitably be reunited. In a white paper released in August states that while Beijing will strive to achieve its reunification peacefully, it reserves the right to use military force. So it will reunify, you know, taking over Taiwan. But if there's any friction or any problem in doing so, they will use military force. All right. What does this mean to us, and what does this mean to a bigger scale? We're going to read some more. While China's military is orders of magnitude stronger than Taiwan, Tsai has boosted defense spending by 13% and will spend $19 billion on her military in 2023. Tsai's aim, Rhodes outlined, is to make invasion too costly for China. All right. If the People's Liberation Army wants to do something drastic, Chinese President Xi has to weigh the cost. Tsai told the former White House officially he has to think twice. However, see, that's that however word, right? Even with its double-digit increase in defense spending, and with the U.S. authorizing $1 billion arms sale to Taipei in September, Tsai would still need the West bankroll Taiwan's military as it currently does for Ukraine forces. So Taiwan's over there looking at what's going over there in Russia and Ukraine, and look at this, what they say. The Western countries, particularly the U.S., are helping Ukraine. What we see from Ukraine war is Western countries get together and help Ukraine to fight, she said. You see, the U.S. government has officially recognized but not endorsed China's sovereignty over Taiwan since the 1970s. And while U.S. President Joe Biden has promised on several occasions that the American military would help repel a Chinese invasion, White House aides have walked these statements back every time. You see? All right. Shortly after Tsai spoke to Rhodes, China opened its biennial air show demonstrating anti-drone weapons, fifth-generation fighter jets, and reportedly hypersonic anti-ship missiles. Analysts describe this flexing of military muscle as a warning to the West not to interfere with the reunification with Taiwan. So then you see how you have the Taiwanese president, Tsai, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, Tsai Ing-wen, you know, she's looking for aid from the West, predominantly the U.S., man. And that's the problem with the U.S. They always got their nose in everybody's business, which ultimately is gonna lead to a third world war. You know, you see what's going over there in Ukraine, with Russia, right? You're seeing how she's even pointing out how the U.S. is backing them, and then there was been remarks out of D.C., the White House, that if something was to go over, if something was to happen militarily over there in Taiwan, that the U.S. will back Taiwan against China. But see, these things is gonna just lead to a third world war, man. And the reason I brought that out, I can go and get the worldly scriptures. I mean the worldly scriptures, like the war scriptures, the rumors of war scriptures, right? And how this place is going to be hit eventually by ICBM missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles, that's going to be getting shot from one end of the earth to the other, right? I'm going to touch on this. Because you see what's happening. Matter of fact, I'm just go about a few articles real quick. Go to here. You see, this is the BRICS nation. BRICS is the acronym coined to associate 5 major emerging economies: Brazil, Russia, India, and China, and South Africa. All right, you can read the rest of it, but I'm gonna get to the point right here. See that? Okay, right here, members of the G20 as of 2022. So the G20 is G20 is the G20 summit. You know, if you know what a summit is, you know, there's a mountain, top of a mountain, which is governments, basically these top governments. All right, the mountain is known as a government in the scriptures. All right, so and G20 happens to have America a part of it, you know, and these are, but see, within that G20, there's been an alliance economically, right, with the BRICS nations, which is right here we read, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. All right, and basically I wanted to get to this part. You know, economically they're where does it go? Okay, right there. I'll just get to the plot. The BRICS have combined area of 39,746, 220 kilometers. I think that's what that is, and an estimated total population of about 3.21 billion, or about 26.7% of the world land surface, and 41.5 of the world 41.5 of the world population. So almost half the population is in this BRICS nations. Out of those 5 nations, which is Brazil, Russia, India, and China, are among the world's 10 largest countries by population, by area, in GDP. All right, so they already have alliance financially, and they have an alliance within our alliance, you know, to make sure they have a financial interest within each other, you know, economically. All right, but see, this is what I wanted to show you here in Newsweek. The article's Newsweek. See, this just came out on the 8th, early last night, right? I'll just read the title: Russia, China nearing alliance despite fears of provoking West. Pentagon. All right. See, so Russia, China is nearing alliance despite fears of provoking alliance. So before we seen the economical alliance, but this is talking about. Let's just go down. You can read the article. We can see he said that the country's joint military. I'll bring it down to the middle. This is the Undersecretary of Defense Policy of President Joe Biden told reporters on Tuesday that the world should expect the Russia-China relationship to deepen, according to Defense News. He said that the country's joint military exercises in September were evidence that their relationship was moving beyond the superficial. So now, no longer being superficial. Okay. They have really been much more willing to signal this thing is edging towards an alliance as opposed to a superficial partnership. All right, so this thing is brewing up, man, and these superpowers is getting together, and eventually to oppose the West, man. And the head honcho is U.S., man, and that's where this we're leading to, man. By everybody. That's what I wanted to say. This is what we're gonna go here. This is the thing, man. I'll read it from the top. Well, I'll read it from the top. 1 Thessalonians 5:1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. All right, see the elect, the hopeful elect, they're going to be measuring the time diligently. They see what's going on in the news. They're watching, they're paying attention, right? And they seeing these things happen. But see, everybody else is so caught up with what's going on and being distracted, with the whole Yeezy thing. Even that is prophecy, right? But it's things that's just distractions, man. They caught up in distractions. They caught up in their 5-year plans. They caught up in what they want to do. They got goals and dreams and aspirations, right? See? But these things is happening in the world, man. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. All right? See, these people are not prepared, And we know that the day of the Lord is coming as a thief in the night. So we're on our watchtower, man. And we're going to be prepared, and the Lord's going to cover those that he put in the spirit, man. We pray that we have that number that he covers, right? Because look at here, but when they shall say peace and safety, because they're looking for things, that's why they voted yesterday, man. They're looking for a better tomorrow, all right? Then sudden destruction cometh upon them. See, this sudden destruction cometh upon them, man. When they so comfortable, right? We read that yesterday. Do not tarry. Be in that security, man. When you just chilling, you thinking everything is going to be good, because sudden destruction is going to come upon you. All right, as travail upon a woman with child, as they shall not escape. So when a woman's having a baby and she's about to have that baby, she can't stop that baby from coming out, man. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that the day should overtake you as a thief. So it's not going to overtake us as a thief, because we're not in that gross darkness, all right? Ye are the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness, all right? So we got to continue to pray, watch, fast, and pray that we continue to stay being of those children of day, man, children of light. Right? Because these people are in darkness, all right? And they should say peace and safety. They're going to be suddenly destroyed, man. I'm just showing you what's going on, and they telling you it's inevitable that these things are going to happen, and that's only going to draw out the West, right? That's only going to eventually go into war, which is going to lead to our thermonuclear missiles being shot from one end of the earth to the other, man. You see, this is beautiful times with him, man. We're seeing everything happen simultaneously. We're seeing the Great Awakening happen. We're seeing more people waking up by the hundreds, right? Because of all these things that are happening in the world, man. All right, so just remain steadfast, man. Hold tight, man. Continue to pray. Pray without ceasing. Watch and pray, man. And we're almost out of here, man. Shalom to the hopeful elect.